Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. You guys, I was able to find a replay. I found a replay because I went out this weekend looking for replays for games that I could cast, and there's just not a whole lot out there anymore. These days it really seems like a lot of the pros just aren't uploading replays like they used to be. A lot of the tournaments aren't uploading replays like they used to be, so it's kind of hard to find replays. Thankfully there is a website called drop.sc. You guys may know about that site. If you don't, go check it out. It's an amazing site for just downloading lots of replays. People can just upload their replays there at random. So I just went on there and I started poking around, and I found a set of IdrA replays. So I thought I would download one of these and just cast one of these for my cast for today. So, spawning in the bottom right position as the red Zerg, we have IdrA. His opponent today, I believe this was a game played on ladder, spawning in the top left position of Star Station as the blue Terran, we have iLoveMKP. Both of these players are Grand Master players on the North American ladder, and I don't think iLoveMKP is actually MKP. I believe he is just a fanboy. I could be wrong on that. I've never actually seen this tag before, if this is actually MKP. But I don't think it is. I don't actually believe it is. I think it is just a fan, and so he's going to be his opponent for today. So we've seen a lot of big changes in Heart of the Swarm ever since it came out. Actually, the last time I casted games, I was playing Wings of Liberty, so now I'm back to casting StarCraft, and now the whole game has changed. The entire metagame has changed quite a bit. So it's really common to see a lot of very different openings. In this matchup in particular, the early Reaper Harass is always a possibility now, as well as the early Hellion openings. These are the two most common openings that we've been seeing in TVZ lately. But as we can see here, no gas yet going down here for iLoveMKP, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any kind of Hellion or Reaper play right off the bat. Looks like we're most likely going to be seeing a command center come down before anything. IdrA opening pretty standard here. He did go for a 16 hatchery here into a 16 pool and a 16 gas, and then into a 16 spawning pool. God, I am really off on this whole casting thing lately. I played for a year, did a lot of playing StarCraft, got a lot better at playing StarCraft, but man, my casting has slipped a little bit. I apologize for that. I feel like it's going to take me a little bit of time to get back on the horse here. But anyway, yes, we do see that the command center is now coming down here for iLoveMKP. Looks like that is going to be followed up most likely by a couple of gas. This is very common opening here. And yes, we do see 1 and 2 gas going down. Most likely going to be dropping down a factory here pretty soon. Usually going to be following this up with some kind of Hellion push. Very often we're seeing a lot of drop play recently. Ever since Heart of the Swarm came out, there was a big medevac boost, so we've been seeing a lot of drop play coming from the Terrans, because the drop play has improved. If you think about this matchup, the standard matchup before was to do a lot of kind of Ling, Muta, Baneling against Terran players. This was a very common style for Zerg against Terran in Wings of Liberty. But in this matchup now, they have essentially buffed Marine, Marauder, Medevac, right? The Medevacs are now faster. They are now throwing a lot of Widow Mines. A lot of people are complaining about the Widow Mines that are now being thrown into this matchup as well. But because the Medevacs have improved, just plain old Marine Marauder Medevacs has improved quite significantly. But on the Zerg side, Ling, Muta, Baneling is still pretty much identical. So the Zerg players are having to really step up their game if they want to be able to deal with all the drop play and things that we've been seeing coming out of Terran recently. Now we do see that the reactor is now going down on this barracks. The factory is going down as well, so no doubt we are going to be seeing some Hellions coming out here pretty soon for MKP. Very standard, very common opening. And it looks like these Zerglings from IdrA are just trying to poke in here right now. He's just trying to find out, is there an orbital command? He hasn't had any scouting information on his opponent up until now, and now with these first links he's able to poke in there, seeing that his opponent's being pretty defensive here. There's this bunker going down. Seeing a bunker go down is usually a decent sign that you're being defensive. And thinking about, well, I just need to defend this new base. I'm not going to try to go for any kinds of attacks. If a player like iLoveMKP right now was to say, well, I think I'm actually going to be going for some kind of a push here. I want to use a push to establish this natural base. he wouldn't even throw up the bunker. So the fact that you see a bunker actually says quite a bit about what the Terran player could possibly be doing. Now, on the IdrA side of things, we do see that for a long time he pulled guys off of gas. He pulled just enough gas from this Vespene Geyser to be able to get his Zergling speed, and so now he's got some Zergling speed, trying to establish some map control, holding onto these watchtowers, and boom, as soon as he sees that command center going down at the natural there, starting to take his third. And we do now see that he is now just now starting to put guys back on gas. He just put 3 guys back into the extractor in his main, and he's just starting a gas at his natural as well. Now notice no layer tech here yet from IdrA. Everything is going into minerals, getting up lots and lots of drone count right now. Just getting up that really, really high drone count. As we can see, he is currently up in harvesters, 41 harvesters to 35, but a couple of Hellions are now out here on the map for iLoveMKP. So he's now just going to be poking in here, just trying to see what IdrA is going for, and IdRA's going to try to go for the surround. Almost gets that one Hellion, but not quite able to get it, and it looks like he's going to keep chasing it down. This is something that we're seeing a lot more from Zerg players. A long time ago, in the earlier days, we used to see a lot of Hellions coming out, and the Zergs would just kind of poke out with their Lings for a bit. If the Hellions came onto creep, they would go fully engaged, but these days what we're seeing is a style that StarTale's Life has actually innovated, and that is that if you get enough Zerglings, if you have a good number of Zerglings, then what you can do is actually just kind of chase down the Hellions, even off creep, because even off creep, the Hellions are going to be just a little bit slower than the Zerglings. Now, oh my god, I am missing out on a drop that is going down here in the natural expansion. One drop did come out. I thought I was catching the first drop coming out there, but no, it looks like with the first medvac that came out, iLoveMKP was sending down this one drop. And we can see these Hellbats are doing so much damage. They are so good against Zergs, doing a whole lot of damage here. In the meantime, a second drop is coming down here for iLoveMKP. IdrA taking some damage there. Looks like 4 workers killed there and a whole lot of Lings killed. If we check out the units lost tab, we can see that IdrA so far has lost a lot more in terms of resources. Second drop now coming in, but IdrA watching that mini-map, sees the drop coming in, trying to split those drones as best as he can. He's having to make a whole lot of Zerglings. That's the biggest damage that this is doing right now. Even if he's not getting a whole lot of drone kills, he is forcing a ton of Lings out of IdrA right now, because IdRA's not really fight this very cost-effectively. He doesn't really have any roaches on the field yet, so he can't deal with it that way, and it looks like he's going to be sticking here with Ling Tech as the double evolution chamber is now up, and he's going up to a pretty late +1/+1. As we can see, the stim is just now finishing up here for iLoveMKP as he starts to throw down a whole lot of barracks. We're seeing a ton of barracks going down here for iLoveMKP, as well as the double engineering base. So it looks like he's going to be transitioning into bio play here, and it looks like he's actually going to be moving out here with a little bit of a small Hellbat Marauder Marine push here to try to deal some damage here. Looks like the drops have all been cleaned up. I'm trying to spot for any kind of medevacs that might be going out. At this stage of the game, anytime a Terran player does drops, it's going to be a lot stronger if you can do a drop while you push in the front. You don't have to fully commit to an attack at the front, but it's very, very common for Terran players to come in and at least threaten an attack at the front, clear something as you do a drop in the main or the natural. Really try to spread this. As you can see here, iLoveMKP is coming in here trying to clear out as much creep as he can. Notice he's doing this to secure a third. Because this is going to allow him to take that third together and feel safe. It looks like IdRA's coming in here with not that many Lings, trying to deal some damage, trying to get a good round on all this bio and back around these Hellbats. And these Hellbats are doing such a good job. It looks like IdrA with these queens is going to be able to push this back, that one medvac, zooming right on out of there. If we check out the harvester count right now, we can see that IdrA has managed to do a pretty good job staying up in harvesters 70 to 53. Third base coming down for iLoveMKP now. Not a whole lot of things going down there, but there we go. There's that big drop of mules that are now coming down here, and we see that he is now going full out into Marines. Lots and lots of Marines coming down right now. And this is a style that's going to be a very highly aggressive style. As you can see, he's already rallying everything down into the middle of the map because he needs to be really, really careful here. He needs to start dealing a lot of damage. In this composition, he doesn't have any of the big heavy hitters. In this kind of a composition, in the late mid-game stages, then you really need to be getting up either siege tanks or widow mines, something to really be dealing a lot of damage. So we're going to be seeing, I'm sure, a transition to those kind of units here. Or widow mines, because this kind of composition is good in the early game, but it really, really starts to fall off again. Start to fail to a lot of different things here. looks like he is just trying to dance in here, clear up some creep right now, being very, very ballsy, walking straight out on it, really, really dangerous. Comes in here, spots that fourth base, coming in, more links are being rallied in, and it looks like bases are coming, but they do not have speed quite yet. A lot of bases connecting with Hellbats, that's not what you want to be connecting with, but it looks like these links are still going to come up and just clean all of that right on out. So far, workers killed out here. 13 workers killed here, but notice how this is dealing a lot of damage to IdrA, but I mean, it's not killing IdrA, it's just kind of applying some pretty heavy pressure, but what this is allowing MKP to do is set up his base back home. He's getting a lot of economy going on. If he can get this fourth base and be matched bases with IdrA, he's going to be in fantastic shape, but he doesn't have to be. Doesn't absolutely have to take out this fourth base, but it looks like he is going to be going for it. Non-stop constant aggression here coming out of MKP, and this is exactly what you need for this kind of style, this kind of Ling Hellbat Marauder style, and it looks like he's, or Ling Hellbat Marauder, Marine Hellbat Marauder style. It looks like he's completely cut off Marauder style. It looks like he's going strictly into Ling Hellbat, but with this kind of style, you need to be very, very aggressive. Constant attack. The attack coming in, and it looks like IdrA is going to be moving in here. A lot of damage here, but he's spending a lot of larva damage. Fourth base doesn't have any units here mining at all. He hasn't been able to get any mining going on. He hasn't been able to take advantage of this fourth base. Mutas are now out on the map here for IdrA. He's got a lot of mutas on the way. 9 more mutas here on the way, as well as 38 thirds. But IdrA is just being forced to have to macro here on 3 bases, and matched base with a Terran player is not where you want to be. And it looks like these units are for MKP. He's continuing to rally in more units, more and more damage. Just constant pressure, like I was saying, it's absolutely necessary. If you're not going to have those heavy hitting units like medevacs, or sorry, siege tanks or widow mines, really just have to constantly pile on the pressure. I'm actually surprised that he's not also doing simultaneous drops of range for these kind of missions as well. Looks like IdrA is going to be moving in here for that final push. IdrA is defeated and forced to leave the game as iLoveMKP comes in, drops down the man on the looking at that third base. Beautiful play game. Really, really doing well with this kind of style. If we check out the base of MKP, we can see that, yes, he is actually transitioning into the Widow Mines. This is absolutely necessary for Terran if you're going to be going for this style. I'm actually surprised that he didn't start adding these in earlier. We can see that it's around the 16-minute mark that he's finally starting to add in some Widow Mines. But with this style of just Marine Hellbat, you have to be really, really aggressive. That's the entire point of this style, is to just constantly attack while you establish more bases, because you're really, really delaying all your tech. You're really, really delaying a lot of tech here. Sticking with those low-tech units, and IdrA just was really determined to set on that Marine, or just that straight-up Ling Baneling Muta style, so wasn't able to quite hold off all of those constant attacks from MKP. Very well played game by both players, but in the end, iLoveMKP taking him down. So, that's going to do it for me for today, you guys. I'm going to be trying to upload games as much as possible. Like I said, lately it's a little bit hard to come across big tournament sets of replays. I'm just kind of picking at replays, so I'll be uploading probably about 1 game a day here on this YouTube channel, so definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me, and if you want to know when I'm going live, I'm doing a lot of streaming these days. Check me out at twitter.com/GlitchStarCraft, facebook.com/GlitchStarCraft, and that's where I will be posting every single time I go live, doing a lot of good tutorial type stuff there as well. I always commentate as I play StarCraft. And currently sitting around High Diamond trying to get back into that Masters League. So, thanks guys so much for watching, and that'll do it for me, guys. Glitch, out.